Prologue: A fragile warning. In the border sectors of the Andari expanse, the galaxy learned something it had long forgotten. Warnings from humans were not to be ignored. It began with a trade dispute, a matter so trivial most empires dismissed it as irrelevant. A human envoy, Captain Selene Harrow, stood in the council chamber of the Kyrax Dominion, slim, calm, unarmed. She was a diplomat, not a warrior. Her mission was to negotiate safe passage for civilian cargo convoys through a contested lane. The Kyrax, massive reptilian creatures with armored hides and a taste for spectacle, considered the talks a farce. They believed humans were newcomers to the interstellar order, naive and weak. The Dominion's general sneered, baring his serrated teeth, and struck Selene across the face with a clawed hand. The blow echoed in the chamber. She staggered but did not fall. Her cheek bore crimson lines of blood. Selene raised her eyes, not trembling, not begging, but steady, cold. Her voice was low, calm, deliberate. "Strike me again, and I will drop your empire flat." The Kyrax laughed. Act I, the mockery of predators. Word spread across Dominion space. The humans, tiny and fragile, had threatened retribution against the Kyrax. To the Dominion's lords, this was comedy. They replayed the recording of Selene's warning across their hollow theaters, mocking her words. "Drop us flat," they roared in taverns and command halls. "These soft-skinned bipeds think themselves predators." Their confidence was absolute. The Dominion had crushed rivals before. They had ships numbering in the tens of thousands, colonies spread across spiral arms, and warriors bred for war. The humans, they said, had a handful of fleets and a reputation for talk, not action. So when Selene's convoy attempted to pass again, the Dominion struck. Warships ambushed the civilians in open space. Human freighters, unarmed, were torn apart by plasma fire. Survivors were dragged screaming into cages for study. And then, because cruelty was their language, the Dominion released a final broadcast. It showed Selene herself, bloodied, forced to her knees before the Kyrax general. He raised his claw again, mocking her earlier words. The blow fell. She collapsed. The feed cut to static. The Kyrax howled with laughter. Act II, the galaxy holds its breath. The wider galaxy expected nothing. That was the consensus. Humanity would protest, perhaps pull back their convoys, perhaps beg for compensation in the High Council of Species. Humans were young. Humans were civilized. The galaxy told itself humanity had no stomach for total war. The council chambers buzzed with dismissive chatter. They will mourn their envoy, of course. They will issue some tiresome sanctions. They will learn their place. The Dominion mocked louder. They called Selene Harrow the paper wolf. They said her warning would decorate their archives as the funniest threat ever uttered. And then, suddenly, utterly, Earth went silent. No broadcasts. No protests. No pleas. Only silence. It was the kind of silence that was not weakness but calculation. The kind of silence that makes predators nervous. Act III, the silence breaks. Weeks later, the silence shattered. It began at the edges of Dominion space. Patrols vanished. Listening posts went dark. Entire outposts fell without a distress signal. The Dominion laughed at first, assuming pirates or malfunctions. But then reports came, enormous ships bristling with weapons appearing from nowhere. Human dreadnoughts. Not the small, fragile corvettes the Dominion had mocked. These were something else. Hulking leviathans, dark as obsidian, with hulls etched in white tactical sigils. Their drives burned with a blue fury that split the void. The first engagement was over the gas world of Karun. The Dominion sent 20 warships to intercept a single human dreadnought. The humans did not speak. They did not parley. They fired once, an incandescent lance of energy that cracked the leading Dominion cruiser like glass. The dreadnought moved through the survivors without slowing. Then came the comms. Not pleas, not negotiations, just a message played in Selene Harrow's voice. You struck once, you struck twice. Now watch us drop you flat. The galaxy froze. Act IV, Fire Unleashed. The human fleets poured forth like storms. From hidden shipyards in the Sol system. From black-drifting arsenals seeded into asteroid belts. From orbital docks long kept secret. The Dominion expected skirmishes. What they received was annihilation. At Kyrax Prime's outer defense ring, 300 Dominion warships waited. The humans arrived with 60. Numbers favored the reptiles. Confidence favored them too. They jeered across comms. You will not survive this. But when the battle began, the humans moved with ruthless precision. Their fleets did not scatter or flinch. They advanced in silence, shields blazing white. Their guns fired in coordinated waves, every volley synchronized, every shot lethal. Dominion warships died in clusters, their wreckage burning across the stars. Human dropships rained down on orbital foundries, deploying soldiers clad in dark exosuits. Each one fought like a hurricane in flesh, silent, unstoppable, merciless. On colony after colony, the pattern repeated. Dominion resistance broke in days, not months. And still, across every battlefield, the same recording played. She warned you not to hit her again. Act V, the flattening of an empire. The climax came at the Dominion's throne world, Kyrax Prime, a planet of spires and fortresses, defended by their grand armada, 5,000 warships strong. Humanity sent 1,000, outnumbered 5 to 1. But the outcome was never in doubt. The human fleet arrived not in scattered waves, but as a single black wall blotting out the stars. Their formation stretched horizon to horizon, a tide of iron and fire. The Dominion hurled their armada forward. It broke against humanity like water against stone. The sky above Kyrax Prime turned white with fire. Warships died faster than their wreckage could fall. Human dreadnoughts carved corridors through the swarm, moving with grim inevitability. Planetary defense cannons fired until they overheated and split apart. Then the humans descended. Armies fell from orbit in burning drop pods. They hit the capital like meteors. Soldiers in black exosuits stormed the throne fortress. Every corridor shook with gunfire and steel. The Kyrax general, the one who had struck Selene Harrow, was dragged from his chamber, not executed quickly. No, he was forced to kneel in the same posture he had forced Selene into. The human commander spoke only once. She said, "Drop you flat," and so we did. And the general was erased from existence. Act VI, the ashes of silence. When it was over, the Dominion was no more. Their fleets were wreckage drifting in void. Their colonies burned. Their throne world lay in ruins, its spires reduced to rubble. Entire provinces surrendered without a fight, terrified by the scale of human retribution. The galaxy watched in frozen horror. The lesson was clear. Humans were patient, yes. Humans were civilized, yes. But once provoked beyond restraint, their vengeance was absolute. On neutral worlds, whispers spread like plague. In taverns, in academies, in war councils, the phrase returned again and again. Never provoke Earth. Because Earth was not loud, not boastful. Earth was silence first, and storms after. Epilogue: Infinite Vengeance. In the aftermath, humanity said nothing. They did not gloat. They did not hold victory parades. They rebuilt their convoys and withdrew their fleets. They buried Selene Harrow in the soil of Earth, her grave marked by a single inscription. She warned them. The galaxy understood. The Dominion had mocked a warning, and for that their empire was flattened. And though the stars would shine for 1,000,000 years more, every species would carry the memory. Humanity's patience is vast, but their vengeance is infinite.